Oh, hey, how's it going, everyone? A little bit weird to see each other twice in the same day, but that's how news goes sometimes. Anyways, my name is Jack, welcome back to the channel, and oh my holy do we got some good stuff for you this time. A brand new game mode has been leaked, as well as a huge Riot article detailing forthcoming changes to AFK and toxicity penalties. So, you won't want to miss out on this one, and hopefully you didn't miss out on the one that came out a few hours before that. So when this one is done, make sure you check out that news video as well. Now I have to ask this question on a personal level. Does this still count as the question of the day if this is the second one I'm giving you today? Just a little question from me to you. Have we entered the content paradox? Are we in a wormhole? Am I a real person and not just a floating voice in space-time? But in all seriousness, our question today is, do you guys actually watch pro matches or do you prefer to watch pro streams instead? Obviously the VCT hasn't been the easiest viewing process thus far, but in general, I find Valorant esports to be quite entertaining and do go out of my way to stay up to date as much as I can. To go along with that, I personally don't get much entertainment out of watching just regular streaming. It's just not for me. Let me know what you prefer in those comments down below. And whether you sit there studying all of the strats you can from every tournament, or getting your daily worship in at the Jet Church of Wardell, watching Valorant is just one part of the puzzle. At SkillCapped.com, you can get access to all the tools, tips, and tricks and guides you need to start doing what you see from your favorite pros. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your potential at the link down below today. Alright, so picture this. You or me. You just spent most of the previous night working on a news video that went live Monday morning. You did it. So you kicked your fluffy dog out of your spot on the bed because you wanted that pillow, you climbed in and slept the sleep of the just. But there was a storm a-brewing on the horizon. But she be no regular storm. Thar be a leak storm. No time to sleep. Thar be news to cover. And that's how we got here. Thanks to the help of Mike, resident anime fan from Valorant Leaks on Twitter, we have some huge leaks about a new limited time game mode coming to Valorant at the start of the next act. This game mode is called Escalation. Now we have no gameplay of this yet, but thanks to an early release article for the Arabic Play Valorant website, we have some screenshots including this truly cursed image of Brimstone holding Sova's bow, and this shot of the game in progress with the current tier being the Super Shorty. Alright, so we got random abilities and random weapons, so this is Valorant's version of gun game, it would seem. Let's take a look at this Riot Games article to learn more. Now keep in mind that this is translated via Google, so things get a little weird wording wise, but we'll push on through. Escalation is a team mode where you compete in a deathmatch racing with your opponents through 12 tiers of random weapons and abilities. To win, you need to complete all 12 tiers or be further into the tiers than your opponent at the end of the game. This is a team game mode, but it's more about individual performance because to advance through the 12 tiers means you need to get those kills yourself. Your teammates could be ahead or behind of you, depending on how you do. Getting even deeper, we have the full rule set for this game mode. It's 5v5, each level has a specific weapon or ability, and the win conditions are just as we said previously. The team as a whole must earn 7 points in each level to move on to the next level. Killing in the current level earns 1 point, killing in a previous level earns a half point, and each player individually works through their own individual weapon tiers. Agent abilities that are based on your character's choice cannot be used. The only abilities that are enabled are the ones that show up randomly within the tiers. And finally, there are fast respawns with 5-second damage immunity, just like in Deathmatch. But wait, there's more. This article also breaks down the potential weapons and abilities you can get in each tier. In the first tier, you can get Ray's rocket launcher, or the Vandal or Phantom. That is the most lovely translation error. Hi, I'm Ray, welcome to Valorant. The next level up is always either a Vandal or Phantom, and now I'm assuming here that this would alternate depending on what you got in Tier 1. So if you started with a Vandal, you would get a Phantom, and vice versa. And if you got Ray's rocket launcher, then you would just get either randomly. From there, Tiers 3 through 11 are a random selection of weapons or abilities, and finally the 12th tier is the Wacky Zone. You can get the Shorty, the Classic, a Knife, or the Shuck Dart, and finally the Snowball Launcher from the previous limited time mode. Oh, also there's the health drops from Deathmatch in this game mode so that you can continue your rampage. And that's basically it. For now, Escalation will be a limited time mode and it will award 800 XP on a loss and 1100 on a win, so let's get into my thoughts on this. Gun game is kind of an iconic game mode in FPS history, let's be real here. It's in most of the Call of Duties, it's in Counter-Strike, and I really like it as a casual mode or even some nice warm-up on occasion if you just want to practice how you can do with random weapons. It's a good, fun game mode, and I like some leisure modes coming into Valorant. One major thing Riot will never be able to compete with is the modability of a game like Counter-Strike, and all of the cool community game modes people have come up with over the years. I mean, I'm being real here, I'm being totally honest. I have over 600 hours played in Counter-Strike Global Offensive just in community surf servers. So anything Riot can do to compete with that niche is awesome in my opinion. Breaking up the monotony of just playing ranked over and over is important because obviously ranked is the main draw of the game, but you need to have alternatives so that players don't burn themselves out. So, are you guys excited for this new game mode? What other game modes would you like to see added into Valorant eventually? Let us know in them comments down below. Now, that wasn't the only Riot Games article released today. Thankfully, we won't have to translate this one, so hopefully there are no errors. It's about new AFK and toxicity penalties coming to the game soon. Now, my stance is clear on this topic. I don't like AFK players, and I really don't like people mistreating others, but in the interest of fairness, if these penalties are too harsh, I will call it out. We should be working to help people be nicer to each other, not just nuking accounts left and right. So let's get into this and see what we got coming forward. This article was written by the social and player dynamics team who handle all social features of Valorant, and the first thing they say is that this is just a first step. There's a lot of work to be done, which I like to see because it shows the proactivity of Riot to keep this game at a high standard. They aren't just going to be sitting on their laurels after they make these changes. Alright, so AFK penalties are targeted for patch 2.04, which will be the launch of the next act. In summary, the AFK detection system has been overhauled to close a few loopholes that have persisted through changes made in the previous patches. Now, keep in mind that Riot had to be vague here because you don't want to tell people how these systems work, or else they'll figure out how to work around those systems. That also means that Riot can't tell us much about how these systems are going to be more strict. They can, however, thankfully, really detail how penalties will work. Now, I'm going to read this out in its entirety so that there's no confusion or anything that gets lost in my paraphrasing. To quote directly from the article, rather than applying generic penalties on an as-needed basis, we'll track the behavior of your accounts over time. This means that your occasional what the heck happened to my internet moment likely won't be punished too harsh, if at all. On the other hand, if you're a player who consistently drops out of games, the hammer will come on down on you. These penalties are varied, and they scale based on several different factors. Penalties can include the following: warnings, XP denial for the games in which you were AFK'd. See you later, AFK farmers, that's really good change. Small deductions from your ranked rating for pre-game dodges. Deductions from your ranked rating for in-game AFKing, which is going to be coming in patch 2.03. Increased queue restrictions, and barring entry from ranked games. Valorant game bans, but only if you're really persistent. This is a real good set of changes in my opinion, and I'm glad to see it. This system will hopefully strike the balance of not hurting people who aren't intentionally ruining the game by AFKing, and still levy punishment at those who are offending. Moving on, we have a huge revamp to text chat bans coming in patch 2.04. Once again, here is the section in full, so that there is zero confusion. To quote, "Say goodbye to comms bans for all. To date, we've released text moderation for over 11 languages, and we've revamped our penalty system for text-based offenses. We've introduced more nuance to the system, and penalties escalate with both the frequency and severity of the offense. Penalties can include the following: warnings, comm bans, extended comms bans, ranked queue bans, game bans, and extended game bans. Don't forget, tentatively, aimed for patch 2.04, players who are comms banned will be barred from competitive queue." The article goes on to clarify that targeted harassment, threats of violence, or violent language will not be tolerated in Valorant. These are categorized as zero tolerance and will net a game ban no matter what, which is good. These things aren't acceptable. In the interest of fairness, however, the social team gave us this little nugget to chew on. The chat ban system cannot evaluate who started the rage wars, so if you clap back at someone being a prick, you are likely to be flagged as well. The best way to handle these situations is to mute the person raging, report them, and let the systems do their job. Which I agree with. Nothing is accomplished by lowering yourself to someone else spitting insults. Be the bigger person, mute, report, and move on. Speaking of reports, we'll be getting reporter feedback changes in a future patch, not the 2.04 patch we've mentioned, but afterwards. With those changes, you will be notified when your reports are acted upon, which is a commonplace thing in many games, and we love to see it here. And that's mostly it. Once these systems are in the game, Riot will be looking to improve systems that prop up players who promote healthy behavior with their teammates, but that's kind of in the far off future. All in all, this is a great article from Riot, and I'm happy to see these changes come into the game soon. And that's all we have for this beefed out news video. Oh, I am very tired. My voice is shot. But hey, News is news, baby. We had to cover it. What did y'all think of these stories? Are you more excited to see AFK and toxicity addressed? Or are you hyped? Or are you absolutely turned up for a new game mode? Let me know in those comments down below. While you are down there, make sure to like the video and subscribe as well for more premium content just like this with one goal in mind: helping you become a better player. We here at SkillCapped would like to thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Peace!